Hey guys, today we're going to be continuing watching the Spy Psychology series by John Tale 2. This one is called How to Master Spy, and I'm sure it's going to be just as great as the rest of the series because so far the series has been fantastic, man. I've enjoyed every minute of it. It's really funny. The last one was great, and they're like super informative on what it's like to play Spy, and I haven't played Spy just yet. So it's really cool to see the series before I actually play because it's been like things I never would have thought about. And I'm just so glad that you guys recommended I should watch it because I completely understand. So thank you so much to everybody that has been supporting the channel here lately. You guys are great, man, and I really appreciate it. And with that being said, if you want to, you're more than welcome to hit that sub button if this is your first time stopping by. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Oh. Oh, this is okay, dude. Again, John Tale 2 just knocks it out of the park with these intros, man. They get better and better. This one is just so sick so far. Oh man. Dude, yeah, this is really good. I'm not gonna lie, because it almost just feels like an intro to a show every single episode, but it's like a different intro, and they're all just vastly different, but it's so good, and it's like the edit in, everything gets better as the series goes on. So it's just so cool to see like the evolution of the editing and just the amount of effort that goes into creating this kind of awesome content. This is just awesome, man. Dang.
The power trip of getting good at the weakest class in the game can be immense. So you want to get good at Spy, the French deception man that stabs people and steals identities. But the process of doing so is a particularly perilous journey. In fact, Spy is considered to have the highest base skill requirement of all the classes in order to play effectively. But it's not just playing a
Oh my god, dude.
Spy and trying to brute force results. There's ways you can go about learning the class in order to get better. But what in particular makes Spy so hard?
Oh. Yeah, because once again, like when I started trying to play TF2 or was, watching the videos and, about to play it for the first time not too long ago, a lot of people were saying, please don't start with Spy. Please don't play Spy. Just wait, maybe, and let it be the last class you play. And I never understood why until we really started watching these series, and I'm like, oh, I get it, because I did know after playing for the game, like, yeah, Spy's gonna be more difficult because you need to know like the maps a little bit better, and I'm new, so I hadn't even seen all the maps yet. But after watching the series, I'm just like, there is so much to go into this class, and you really wouldn't think that it does, but there's just so much you have to do to be able to play this class. It's insane, man.
Like I said, Spy is widely considered the hardest class in the game. He is a light class, meaning he has only 125 health.
Oh yeah,
the lowest that any class
too.
has without health-altering unlocks. Of course, each of the light classes have ways of dealing with their low health. Scout has his speed, Sniper stays far away, and the Engineer has a sentry gun. But the Spy uses stealth.
Oh, he got that Yeti, mate.
Your ability to be sneaky and evade enemies is the only thing keeping you alive. And there's so many factors you need to consider just to get a backstab. Where are the enemies? Where are they firing? Where should I cloak? Where is the ammo? Where is their spawn? Are they paranoid? Can anyone see or hear my decloak? Is my disguise realistic? Will the person on the disguise see me? Did I just bump that guy? Is my disguise glitch? Can they see me with post-spawn wall hacks? Why is this guy still behind their spawn? Not to mention how you have to be able to trick and deceive enemy players. And different players may have different levels of awareness.
He did the never gonna give me.
So you have to have a deep understanding of how other players are likely to play and what they're capable of. You need to know how the mechanics of not only your class works, but the mechanics of all the others so that you know what they can do. Playing Spy can drive you nuts. And don't just take it from me.
I cope using an immense amount of apathy.
Please, God, don't play Spy for 100 days straight, man. It does things to you.
Every time they throw a giant,
Shork,
I
nice!
add it to my collection.
Oh, dude, I love this because Shork was another channel that we've watched here, and they are just fantastic as well. They've done some work, especially with the voice actors of the game. Like they did the Meet the Heavy and Meet the I think it was Meet the Heavy and Meet the Sniper in real life with the voice actors. and it was just so good, man. I love that channel.
How do I cope with playing Spy? Ha! The answer is I don't.
Every time I fail a Trickstabber's spy, I can...
Okay, yeah, and this is the frog. All I know is his name is Martin. I'm not gonna lie. I think I've, you know, I haven't really seen too much of this, but I think I've seen it, you know, a while ago, once or twice maybe. But yeah, I did not know. You guys were saying in the comments like that's Martin the Frog, and I was like, oh, I thought this was just a friend or something. You know what I mean? I just thought I may have seen this once, but that it was just so funny in the last one.
Ending my own life.
You can understand why Spy is such a daunting class for new players. And it's okay to not be good at the class. You have to start somewhere, and that somewhere involves dying. Over and over and over and over and over and over.
Okay.
Yeah, dying over and over again isn't fun, especially as much as you do as Spy, but those failures are how you learn, like it or not. But each death isn't necessarily some massive failure. You can just respawn and try again. You should always try to figure out how you died, and what could have been done about it. If you try to dismiss every death as not your fault, then of course you're not going to get any better. You aren't learning anything. When you die, you should immediately try to think about how you died. The more
Okay.
you do this, the more conditioned to it you'll become, and the better you'll get at it. No matter how good you get at Spy, you'll still die somewhat frequently. You don't just become this perfect entity that ascends to a higher plane of existence. The things you learn from these deaths may only apply to that one particular game, or it could teach you lessons that carry with you for a long time, like the traumatizing events of what I did on February 27th, 1997. Sure, you can binge the Spy Psychology series and gain and absorb a bunch of knowledge directly into your brain, but I'm not
Oh, he had that PlayStation noise, man. That PlayStation noise just takes me back, dude. I love the
some
PlayStation. It was
saint
so
of Spy
fun.
gameplay. One of the best teachers is just getting beat up in game repeatedly. That experience will teach you how to deal with the problems that come up. Speaking of experience, another very good way of gaining that experience is to not play Spy.
To not play Spy.
I am being completely serious. You know how having to account for the actions and abilities of other classes is one of the things that makes Spy so difficult to play? Well, that becomes significantly easier to do when you yourself are able to play those classes effectively. If you're still relatively
Oh.
new to TF2, here's my priority list of classes that I reckon are the best for new players. This list is not a set-in-stone rule, so
Oh, okay. I was like, hold up, because I'm still new. I haven't played Spy or Engineer yet, but again, I am new, so I usually play Soldier and Pyro. Those are like the two easiest, but they're also my two favorites because they're just so good. Pyro's character is so amazing, and I love Soldier, the way he just randomly screams and can rocket jump around. It's just so good, man. I love both their characters. But I had a really fun time playing Medic last week. It was so fun, man. I've only played Heavy once, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't like that I was kind of slow, if I'm being honest. I didn't like that I was that slow, but it was still a really fun class to play. The Sniper is not bad. And Demo Man is pretty fun. I like playing Demo Man. I'm terrible at Demo Man. It's probably my worst class, honestly, if I'm being like from a kill standpoint. I don't really do great with Demo Man at all, but I love playing as Demo Man. But yeah, okay, yeah, this list makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is like Spy's right there at the end. Engineer, I honestly thought Engineer would be kind of toward the end because I haven't played Engineer yet because it just I gotta like build teleporters and I gotta get everything up for the players as more support, and I feel like if I don't do it well, I'm letting the team down. But I'm gonna be playing Engineer after Spy. But I'm definitely more excited to play Spy, if I'm being honest, than Engineer, just because of like how difficult it is after watching this. I'm like, okay, you know what? I got a few tips now. Maybe when I start playing, I won't do that bad.
So definitely try experimenting with them and see which of the other classes you gravitate to more. But you should at least learn to play most, if not all of them, at a base level.
Okay.
In fact, in my early days of TF2, I was actually half Spy main, half Engie main. I'd often play Spy on offense and Engie on defense. This made me a better...
Ooh, I'll probably check after this, but I'll ask you guys if you happen to know. Does Johnny Hill2 have any videos on Engineer as well? I would love to watch those if he does.
Spy faster and significantly reduce the mental torture I would have gone through had I played only Spy. Fun fact, most of my audience don't even main Spy. My time as an engineer taught me a lot about how to combat them as Spy, and vice versa. Especially since those two classes are known for being in constant conflict with each other. You don't just understand what those classes can do, but you understand how they play, and the countermeasures they can use against spies. This very much plays into the paranoia episode, where you have to get into the enemy's head to try and figure out what they're going to do.
Which was a great
Or
episode.
disguises, where if you know how certain classes behave, you can act like them.
Yeah, that one really shocked me, the disguises work video, because I was just like, dude, this is stuff I would not have been thinking about at all. That one, I was like, wow.
The main point of this all is how you learn through experience, and knowing how to use it. You get that experience most through your deaths and learning the other classes.
Which
while
makes
Spy
sense.
is very much about getting into other people's heads, you should also learn to look within.
Huh, okay. Looking within, here we go.
Seeing within your own psyche isn't
Ooh.
something everyone is good at.
That is super cool, I'm not gonna lie. Love like space related stuff. I love playing some good space games from time to time, but man, that looks awesome.
But it's also another step to figuring out what's going right and what's going wrong. So I encourage you to at least try. In games like TF2, it's very easy to get stuck on autopilot and forget to play adaptively. You keep doing the same thing over and over again out of habit.
I
This is
do,
known
I
as
know I
being
do.
stuck in a spy loop. AKA a term I just made up. You keep taking the same flank, you keep picking up the same ammo boxes, you keep using the same disguise, you keep decloaking in the same spot, and you keep using the same escape path. Now this isn't necessarily bad. Sometimes it's good to develop a looping path when you're playing spy that gets you kills. It can work in your favor when done right. The issue arises when you get stuck in a spy loop. You keep doing the motions of the loop, but it's not working. You keep dying right before or right after getting kills. It can be easy to become frustrated as to why it isn't working, and yet you continue to engage in the loop trying to brute force it. It worked before, why isn't it working now? This is why it's important to
Dude,
get to
I am loving this like space, galaxy background that he's using right now, because he hasn't done this on the other ones. This is just really good, man. It kind of makes me want to play a space game. I'll be playing space games from time to time, especially things like No Man's Sky. So let me know if you play space-related games. So let me know, what do you play? What's your favorite one to play?
realize when you get stuck in a spy loop, and subsequently break it. It can be as simple as changing the path you take, but it keeps you playing adaptively and thinking. It can also help out significantly with enemy paranoia, as your habits are constantly in flux. Another technique to seeing inside your own psyche is to record your own gameplay and commentate over it live with your own thought processes in the moment, regardless of what the quality is.
Hey guys, it's me today. I'm gonna be playing Spy for Team Fighters 2.
You just need to be able to document your gameplay and live thoughts somehow. OBS is my personal recommendation for free screen recording software.
Yeah, love
You can then
OBS.
go back and analyze what you're thinking so that it will show me your motivation. It allows you to see in post what went wrong and how, but also what went right. It's much easier to think about this stuff when you're not in the overwhelming stress of an actual game. It's good to try and stay calm and collected as much as you can, and trying to avoid going insane.
Okay. Oh.
A big part of getting good at spy is keeping your sanity in check. Most notably, your anger.
Oh.
When you get angry, you don't think straight, and it begins to have a negative impact on your performance. And considering how Spy
I
dies
mean,
so
that's
much,
true.
that is
That's
much
true.
easier said than done. It's very important to keep a cool head. When you don't think rationally, you begin to act on impulse more and more, and what's worse is that the negative performance you have from being angry can just make you more angry, which is known as a negative feedback loop, aka a term I didn't make up this time! It's why, yet again, it's so important to be able to recognize
I love his
the
humor,
cause
man.
of
It's
your
so
deaths.
funny.
It allows you to learn and adapt from them, rather than letting your emotions take over.
Okay, that is cool.
And like, sure, sometimes it really was bullshit.
These are actually heifers. You have been deceived.
Random crits, disguised glitch, cheaters, or your internet dying at the worst possible moment.
What?
But those kinds of deaths usually aren't that common, and you need to try your best to take accountability for your deaths.
People keep appearing in places I don't expect.
Well, be wary of it.
People keep turning around at the last second.
Maybe they heard you or weren't preoccupied enough to not turn.
I keep getting hit while invisible.
Maybe change your path.
This pyro keeps chasing me down with his flamethrower. Spy's a gun!
Think about what you could have done and account for
There it is.
Even the most experienced spies can have really silly deaths. Well, I've had lots of comments from people telling me that the Spy Psychology series has had a massively positive effect on their gameplay. I've had some who get frustrated that my videos aren't helping, But
Oh.
watching my videos isn't just a cheat to getting good at Spy. I don't just do all the thinking and improving for you. You need to be able to reflect on your own performance, like how I reflect on the dilemma of whether cucumbers are a vegetable or a fruit. People are different. They may
I was gonna say, like, I haven't played Spy just yet, but I'm watching this in advance, so maybe I'm a little bit better when I do play. But I've enjoyed the series. I think the series has been fantastic.
have different learning processes or different factors in their life that makes keeping cool harder. But here's some general tips that may help you avoid getting angry. 1. When you do get caught or noticed as Spy, you should expect to die there and then, but still attempt the escape anyway. This is a really interesting psychological trick where if you do end up dying, you're not disappointed. But if you escape, then it ends up being a nice surprise. 2. Unbind the tab key. It stops you from looking at your kill-death ratio, because noticing you're gaining a negative ratio can often tilt you and just make that ratio worse. If you can't see it, then you don't know how many times you died. The scoreboard at the end of casual games still tells you how well you did, but it doesn't show deaths.
It's worth noting that you don't need lots of kills or points to be a good spy. It's more about how much you're disrupting the enemy team.
3.
Oh, man.
Don't take yourself too seriously. You're playing a video game. Have some fun with it, and learn to laugh at yourself when you die in a funny way. It can turn unexpected deaths from being frustrating to entertaining. 4. Play other classes. If Spy isn't working out for you this round, or you have too many, just play a different class.
Oh.
It'll be less stressful and give you time to reevaluate. And 5. Stop playing. If you start getting really tilted, sometimes it's best for you to just log off and take a break. There are lots of things that can affect your mood, and it may even be things outside of the game that are affecting your emotions. As said many times, Spy is hard. Improving at the class can take a considerable amount of mental strain. But no matter how many times you get beat down, you always eventually get back up. And at some point, you will send that pain right back.
Nice. Oh, man, the clips. He always has clips at the end. He always ends it with clips, and they're so good. Like, I know it's going to be way better than what I do, but man, they're just some really good clips. Okay, guys, that was awesome. That was How to Master Spy, the next part in the Spy Psychology series by John Till 2. I'll be sure to put the original video link down below if you want to go check it out for yourself. And please go check out this creator's channel, man. It's just super awesome. I've enjoyed every minute of the series, and I absolutely cannot wait to watch the next one. So if you enjoyed this reaction, do not forget to hit that like button. It really, really helps out the channel here. If there's anything else you want to see me react to, you're more than welcome to comment down below, and I'll be sure to put it on the list to make. So that's all I got for you, man. I will see you in the next video, and do not forget, it's Orc Army for life.